Hey everyone, welcome back to Cignals Trading Academy. This is lesson number 19, and today we are discussing tape reading. Last week you did not miss any videos. I had a sinus infection, and I probably still sound a little bit nasally, so you're going to have to bear with me here. But I sound 1,000 times better than I did last week, and we decided just not to do the video because I didn't want to have to redo it in case there was a lot of people complaining they couldn't understand what I was saying. We use that time to get some of the tape out, which is the time and sales over here off to the left. And if you have a free account, you have access to this along with the depth of market over here on the right. So make sure you sign up. Go to cignals.io, link in the description. Sign up for your free account. If you haven't at least tried the basic version of Cignals, $19.99 a month, guys, gives you access to every exchange we follow, all time frames, all pairs. You just don't get access to the premium YouTube content, the premium Discord, and the alerts that we give, as well as the custom indicators that we give in the advance, which is $79.99 a month. So if you've been on the fence about trying either of the price tiers, guys, give it a try. Cignals.io, link in the description. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're going to be doing some new and cool stuff coming over the next few weeks because, as I was alluding to in the last video, this and the next video are going to be it for the Cignals Trading Academy for a little while, guys. There will be 20 videos in the collection of the both playlists after this at this point, and we just want to have it so that people have time to go through them and absorb everything that's being spoken about, and ultimately after that we'll take a poll to see if people want to see the junior and senior years, which will be delivered in a little bit of a different fashion. So if you want to see the junior and senior years and see more of these type of lessons, say something in the comments. Leave us some feedback in the comments, and we'll be sure to go over it all and have those discussions. But hopping right into it, guys, this is our time and sales that we released about a week ago. It's better known as the tape, right? A lot of people use this for scalping, for confirmation of moves that they're looking at on lower time frames, along with the depth of market. It adds an extra level of granularity, so you can kind of see all of what's happening in real time as orders are executed, as they're coming in, and at every price level. You can also see the tick rate, obviously, up in this upper left-hand corner here, but in general, it's the same exact thing as everything else. You have the settings tab where you can change exchanges, you can customize the size filter of the ticks that you're seeing come in, or the size of the trades that you're seeing come in. And essentially what you have here off to your far left is the actual timestamp from the exchange as the trade is made. In the middle you have the price of the asset. In this case we're using Bitcoin. And then off to the right you have the actual size of the order that just came in, and they're demarcated in green and obviously red or like purple for buy and sells. So if you notice, what we do a little bit differently, this is something that me and Beeford spoke about quite a bit, and he kind of wanted to do something different that set us apart from everybody else. And he came up with a very cool idea for standard deviations and like delta in the size of the orders that come in. When, for example, you see a bunch of small orders, then all of a sudden you get a big change in order size that comes through. It'll be shown in these bars off to the far right. So if you're just glancing, you know that when you see a big red bar, like here for example, you see a big green and a big red. There were two big buy and sell offers relative to the previous offers that came in before it. So you know that certain size is hitting the tape. And when there is certain size hitting the tape relative to previous orders, you'll see it much easier on these bars as they come in. So you don't necessarily even have to watch for every single tick that comes through. You can kind of just, like if you're watching the DOM over here, you can kind of just eyeball it. And I know a lot of people say dome, and that's, I guess, the correct term, but I've always said DOM, so don't roast me, please. It's just the way I do things and the way I speak. So it is what it is. But yeah, you can see here off to the left. Like I'm watching, I'm looking for certain size hitting the tape, and then I see, look how fast we're moving. It's impossible almost to see exactly the exact amount of size hitting the tape at any given time. So you get to see the delta in or the standard deviation change in basically order size as it hits the tape, and you don't have to really, you can just kind of be watching the depth of market and also just eyeball it out and see, oh wow, the bars have changed quite considerably relative to the previous orders that came in. So it's a cool little feature. Props to Beeford for customizing it that way. We have a few plans to make it even better over time, so keep on the lookout for that. But how do you use the tape in general to find confirmation or look for trade setups, absorption, all kinds of good stuff? And really, it just comes down to being comfortable with not using charts. A lot of people are very afraid to deviate into something that doesn't show you like a volume, like in our case, a volume cluster, or in a lot of cases, people don't even want to use the volume clusters. They just want to see composite charts. It feels right and comfortable to them. But at the end of the day, you're missing a lot in terms of trades you could have taken if you just got comfortable looking at numbers and watching everything as it occurs in real time, the order flow as it occurs in real time, because it's easier to kind of, once you're comfortable with just watching numbers come through on a screen, and you get very good with one direction, right? Like you don't want to try to be watching both sides of the market. You want to be kind of at first just focusing on one side of the trade, right? Like maybe you just want to find scalp longs, maybe you want to find just scalp shorts. Don't try to master it all at once. It's very difficult to read both sides and keep an idea or a bunch of hypotheses in your head for both sides as trading is occurring this fast. So get very comfortable with the numbers and the markets that you trade, the way those markets move, right? Get comfortable with that. Get comfortable with looking at the orders as they come in without charts, and get very good at mastering one side of the trade, where you know where your setups are based on the market as it's unfolding in real time, time in sales, and on the dom, right? So once we get an idea of how markets are moving, we're looking now. Let's slow this down a little bit. Let's move this to a 0.1. We want to see trades of just 0.1 come through now, right? So now this should slow down. Oh, it's not really slowing down all that much, but this will make it a little bit easier for the sake of explanation. We'll have it go with just trades coming through 0.1 or bigger, okay? So now we're looking here, and we're watching to see. We've been talking in the private channels on Discord today a lot about scalp longs, waiting for a pullback now that we've broken through 23.8K, and ultimately trying to target around the 25K range, 24.8, as we're moving through the local highs and the NPOC at 23.8. So if you're looking for scalps, we had to wait almost all day for a pullback, and now that we got it, we want to see certain size hit the market, right? Like look here, like we're starting to see, like even on this pullback, we're getting a lot of green popping through. You don't want to see all green necessarily, right, as it starts to move away from the local lows, because when you have too much on one side, at a certain point the move may wind up drying up, because all of that dry powder kind of came in one shot. But it's good to see a mix at first, right? So if we're looking for, we were looking for certain areas to hop back in around 23.4K. We started to notice that there was a decent amount of of liquidity in that area of the book, and some of the guys hopped into that trade. It ran up quite a bit to, maybe like almost 23.7. So the scalp was successful, and now we're pulling back a little bit again. So we want to look for that second entry to get back in. You see size is hitting the market on the sell side, but you're getting a lot of size stepping back in and absorbing it too at the same time, right? So what we want to see is the level that we just rotated to on the first pullback defended, and now we're starting to retest that after a nice scalp longer that some of the guys took. So we're seeing the two-sided trading, but we're not watching both sides. We're not looking for entries on both sides. We're just looking for a long entry. Again, another shot at a long entry that may target around 24K. So if you notice, you're starting to see sellers peel over here, and you're getting a lot of stacking on the bid. All right, they're selling into it, but there's a lot more buys that are coming in than there are sells right now. As you can see, the size is also quite significantly different. And look, you're not getting that classic one-sided trade where it's just a bunch of buys into this as we're starting to move away, just showing that you're getting like a move that may dry up kind of quick. You're getting both like two-sided trade, but the buyers are absorbing it, and it's good because that means that there's some orders resting on the book that as sellers continue to pound it, see, look, buyers just continue to have their limits filled. They continue to maybe pound the market a little bit with size, and now we're starting to rotate away from it, as you can see, right? So you never want to see all red either, right? You don't want to see, like, as we're pulling back, it's completely just lit up red. But as you can see, we're getting the sellers trying to feed the market as we're pulling away again, and we're defending those levels around 23.4, 23.3, like high threes, like 3.9, 3.8. And the size that comes in on the sell side is really, like, even on this pullback, like, you're seeing buyers defend this area more or less, right? And you're seeing a bunch of offers that are essentially being pulled from the market at the same time. Buyers are stacking up and trying to push this higher. So in general, like right now we're getting some bids being pulled, so we might start to pull back. But even with that, what's happening is that we're finding for all sellers that are protecting this 23.6 level, we're seeing buyers be very responsive here. They're coming in with a decent amount of size, and it's relative to the sell pressure. We're getting a lot more delta in terms of our buyers versus sellers here, and we're starting to now, as you can see, we're starting to move higher. Can we get through? I would like to see, if I'm watching the tape here, see, there it is. I want to see bigger size continue to absorb all of this pressure that's coming in here, which it is. Say 40 Bitcoin right there, and that's 50 Bitcoin right there. Okay, yeah, see. So this is what we're looking for. We just want to, yep, and there it is. There it is. So that's what we wanted to see. We wanted to see size. We got it. But again, guys, if you're waiting for this to happen, understand this is all nuanced, right? Like, the more confirmation you get that size is defending the lows, confirmation comes with a price tag, right? So you're not going to get as good an entry as you could have as we approached the second pullback towards the lows, and you saw more sell pressure come in, and you didn't get all the offers starting to peel and bids starting to stack, right? You that came with a price, and see, now look at the size is hitting the tape. But look at where we are price wise though. So if you were waiting for all that size to kind of confirm what we originally saw as we were approaching the lower end of that range on that secondary pullback after we moved past this, it comes with a price tag. So just understand, when you start, it's an aggressive trade to hop in when you start to notice just the telltale signs of absorption, and you don't get the 40, 50 Bitcoin confirmation that you're waiting for. But in general, in markets that move very fast, like Bitcoin, and being that they're pretty thick compared to, some other shitcoins and thinner markets, you don't really get. You get chances, but once it starts moving, it moves. You know what I mean? And you kind of like, that was a scalp. You missed your opportunity. So you kind of, and you see like it just doesn't stop. So we're not getting any of those signs yet where big size is defending these highs. And as you can see, we keep moving higher. So, and they're starting to peel a little bit. Yeah. And even though you get a little bit of peeling on the bid, it's they're stacking more on the bid than they are pulling away, and you're getting a decent amount of pulling off of the sell side. And again, you're not seeing size come in yet to kind of like deter you from staying in this trade. If you did get in a little bit later, but the point is, you don't want to necessarily. It's all very nuanced. You don't want to necessarily wait until you get every little piece of confirmation, because while that's a less aggressive trade and on paper it's considered more it's safer, right? It's going to come with $150, $200 a coin price tag difference, right? So just understand, the more confirmation you get, like using all of this together, you're just waiting and waiting for the size to keep accumulating and hitting the tape and absorption. It's going to come with you having to accept prices that are higher than you could have got with a more aggressive trade, where we kind of just started to look for it. We saw that, we were getting the two-sided trade. There was a lot of buying for every push towards the lows that we saw, right? But in general, we saw big size continue to outperform on the buy side as opposed to the sell side. So, I mean, was it a more aggressive trade to hop in where we first started to notice that on the pullback? And again, like, not to cut myself off, but do you see like how, like here, we're starting to get more buying for every time we try to push through, we're getting bigger size on the buy, right? We're waiting to see if we can get through. So if you're in this position, like, this is encouraging because the selling that's occurring isn't all that big compared to the amount of buyers that continue to step in and all the limits that are clearly being hit in this process. But, again, it all comes with a price tag. The more confirmation, the worse your entry price is probably going to be, and the more you might have to kind of babysit it as we approach the higher end of the range. So just understand that. Don't try to look for everything. Try to understand that using this all together, it gives you just an idea of what traders are thinking, right? You see on the dome, whatever, that, and you can just see, like, we're getting size hit the market, okay? We're getting sellers that are trying to peel away limits, and buyers that keep kind of aggressively pounding, their price levels, essentially, as we get some polling here. And the selling that comes in is a little bit weaker than the immense amount of limits that get hit as we try to push down. So that's really all it comes down to, is understanding that it's okay to be comfortable with numbers. You don't necessarily have to have a chart open. You can kind of just recreate what's happening in real time if you just pay attention to one side of the trade and not try to like capture every tick of every move, like, scalp a few ticks up, then swing it back down. You don't want to be doing all that. Just get comfortable with one side of the tape, just looking for your confirmation or your signs for a long entry. And essentially, if you're able to absorb all of that and just keep like an idea in real time of what's happening as we approach levels that you want to enter at, like, see, now we're starting to see size on the sell side, okay? It'd be good to see a big lot of buy orders come through as we approach, let's say, the teens, the 23.6 teens, right? So far, no. Okay, now it looks like we're starting to get a little bit more sell pressure, but again, we have to see. Okay, see, now we're starting to get a little bit, but nothing crazy yet. Can we continue to push? It looks like it. Yep. Okay, and that's 10 Bitcoin right there. So you see, like, it gives you an idea of where the market is sort of leaning, where orders are coming through, and with what size, obviously the amount of size they're coming through with, but it also gives you a tool to just not rely on a chart. It gives you a way to kind of just keep a running idea in your head at any given time of what's happening. Gives you that extra confirmation, gives you that extra piece of analysis order flow wise. That, see, now look, we're in the 23 teens, 0.6 teens. Let's see if they can continue to find some limits down here. We should try to retest again, or yeah, no, we're not getting it now. It's a little bit starting to dry up a little bit now. See, you're getting the two-sided trading, so there's still some ammo for sellers to hit us back down under 23.6 with, unless we start getting some buys in here with a little bit of size again. Looks like it wants to, slowing down a bunch, but yeah, okay. I mean, let's see. Yeah, listen, they're small orders, but you know what? They're keeping us bid. They're keeping us bid. There's a lot of limits that are just resting on this book. So now, if you were already in this position, you know that around 23,650 is a bit of resistance. So it just gives you a better idea of, okay, maybe I should exit this and wait for some more confirmation, maybe a pullback, see if I can get back in. Listen, there's a million ways to use this. The point is that you need to get comfortable on one side of the tape. Looking for confirmation is great, but if you wait too long, you're going to get a worse price. And if you're looking for, let's say, a $300 scalp, you don't want to wait until like you start to see 50, 100 Bitcoin hit the tape and it's already moved $150, $200, and you only have $100 of upside of what you originally wanted, right? So understand this all with nuance. It just is about getting comfortable and, watching the order flow in real time. Eventually, you'll just get a really good pulse on what's happening at any given moment, and it'll be much easier to take the aggressive trade with confidence. That's the point I'm trying to make. You're going to get, the more you practice and the more you get a feel for this, you're going to be able to take those aggressive trades with ease. Understand you can come into the Discord and ask questions. Leave questions in the comments if you want, guys. I know this is something that is not easily explained in a 10 or 15 minute video, but I hope you understand the points I'm trying to make, and I'm not going to drag this out for very long. So make sure, leave any comments you may have, questions. There we go. See, there we go. Now we got through the 50s on that big size burst. But yeah, let's see. Yeah, there she goes. See, there it is. Now that's exactly what we just said we wanted to see, right? And look, do you see how easy this stuff is if you just get comfortable? So leave any questions you may have in the comments, and if you have anything else you want to talk about, the Discord is the best place to find us, guys. Link in the description. Sign up for Cignals. $19.99 a month for the basic plan, $79.99 a month for the advanced plan, which gives you literally everything that we have to offer, bar none. We hope you enjoy this stuff, guys. If you want to see, whoa, there it is. See? Look at that. You saw that size burst, and there it is again. You see? Look. Sellers are trying to stop it, but they can't. Like, this is size that just comes through and is blowing them out of the frame, lifting them out of the frame, right? So now the door is back open to approach the 23.89 level that we were watching before. Great trades. As you can see, like, look at all this. It's just painting the tape red. It's completely overpowering. And there is size coming in on the sell side now, but you see, like, we're just getting like 100 clips come through Bitcoin. Well, I see 30 clip right there. But now we're starting to see some size come back in on the sell side, trying to cap it. Can't do it. Look at this. Let's see if they slow it down. And the tick rate's not even going so crazy yet. It's only about 30 ticks a second, which is not even all that much. So this, now you're starting to see size hit. But it's absorbing it. See, now that's what you want to see. Do you see how the absorption just, like, it was a 50 lot that just came in and got completely absorbed? They want, and now they're pulling, as you saw off to the right on the Dom. They're trying. Size is coming in though on the buy side. There are buyers that really want to be. Yeah, okay. So you had 60 there, but again, it's not really pushing it down all that much. We cleared the 50s now. We opened the door to 23.7. So anyway, you get the point I'm trying to make. I will go on forever if I don't cut this short. So any additional questions in the comments? Find us in Discord. Sign up for Cignals. $19.99 or $79.99 a month, depending on what you're looking to do. I highly recommend you do it because it will help you tremendously, especially if you want one-on-one guidance. The $79.99 plan will be something that you will not regret and will make that money back without question. Give us a like, give us a thumbs up. Oh, wow. Do you see this? Do you see how they can't stop it like they're trying? Even when the sellers step back in, they come through with 50 lots and they're just blowing them out the frame. They can't stop it. Like, they're trying, but there's so many limits resting on the book, and then people just FOMOing with it that there's nothing that can be done until there's actual size hitting the market in like 100, like, yeah, see, like every other tick on the upside has 10 Bitcoin in it. So, I mean, it's essentially like, how do you stop that at a certain point? You get the gist. Leave the likes, please, for us. Comments, questions. Do you want to see Cignals junior and senior year Trading Academy? Look at that. Yeah, there it is. Just said 23.8, 23.9, right? We're already pretty much there. You know what to do, guys. We love and appreciate all of you. Thanks a lot for watching.